TNA Wrestling is planning something absolutely massive. They're teasing it for Hard to Kill. Is it a relationship with WWE? We're going to talk about it. Guys, at 100,000 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway for this championship belt. If you want a chance to win, go ahead and click subscribe today. All right, guys, I want to kick things off with TNA Hard to Kill. This is absolutely astonishing because TNA, on Busted Open Radio, we had Scott D'Amore. He says, we're right there at the goal line of finalizing one of the biggest signings in TNA. I think it's something that's really going to shake things up. I think some of what we have in store is going to blow your socks off. Now, keep in mind, there is this graphic of Hard to Kill. Worlds will collide on January 13th. You won't believe who is showing up. This is incredible. There is a lot of excitement here about TNA Wrestling, as there should be. But most importantly, who in the hell is joining this company? Which wrestler is joining this company? You already have Okada and Ospreay coming to Las Vegas for your tapings. So you've already announced those two. You also have to factor in that TNA has announced Vikingo as well. So I have zero idea as to who this could be. Now, it's interesting that they use the terminology on this graphic, worlds will collide, because that tells me TNA could be doing some sort of working relationship to make this signing happen. What's even more interesting about this particular situation is the fact that TNA is a company that had a very good chance of landing CM Punk. CM Punk decided to go to WWE. They had a very good chance of getting Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is going to AEW. Yes, Will Ospreay will work in TNA, as part of his agreement with the company. But the only free agent I could think of is Mercedes Moné, which would obviously knock my socks off. So TNA's got something cooking here, but when they use the terminology worlds collide, I'm really getting the impression that there could be somebody who is not yet a free agent who could be showing up to TNA and working with TNA moving forward. And I genuinely have zero idea what TNA is cooking up here, but this is clearly massive. And let's just say, for example, they are working with WWE. I think it is going to change very significantly their trajectory. But nonetheless, I'm super excited about this. I want to see your guys' predictions in the comments. Who do you think it's going to be? What do you think they're cooking up? TNA just announced an action figure toy deal today. David Penzer, the ring announcer, is leaving the company. He's retiring. So Jade Chung, the wife of Josh Alexander, she's going to be taking over that role. This company is making a lot of moves. It's happening relatively quickly, and it's a fantastic thing to see. But I have no idea who this could be, and that is pretty damn awesome. A lot of people are going to be tuning in. Guys, WWE has several plans for creative for some people. However, they have to make those plans come to fruition. Several WWE stars are waiting on creative plans to bring them back on TV. This includes Dexter Lumis. If you guys remember Dexter Lumis, he was part of The Way. He hasn't been on TV. He's been acting. He's been doing some stuff on the side. But nonetheless, it is very, very interesting here. Dexter Lumis, Odyssey Jones, and Omos. And here's what Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select had to say. In regards to some of these stars, he says, first up is Dexter Lumis, who hasn't wrestled since May. The report noted that he isn't injured and is ready to go when WWE comes up with creative plans for him. However, he has not been at many TV tapings. Odyssey Jones. This is another person who we've talked about on the channel being pitched for the Street Profits Bobby Lashley thing. Fightful had been told nothing has come from it in regards to those pitches. It's also been mentioned, too, that Cameron Grimes and Odyssey Jones have been tag teaming against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller at live events. Omos has not been used on WWE TV since SummerSlam. WWE sources feel like Omos can be used in a attraction role, although no creative pitches have been made. and he does wrestle semi-regularly at live events, house shows. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Look, Triple H has his vision. He's going to act on his vision. He's going to make moves based on his vision. He's going to do what he believes is best for the product. I have no problem with Omos being used in a attraction role. You want to put him in big marquee fights, put over somebody. No problem with that. I think the Dexter Lumis one is interesting, but you could always bring Dexter Lumis back pretty easily. He could literally just kidnap somebody on TV because it is scripted television. And, you know, I just look at the way he kind of came up on the main roster to begin with. I think the kidnapping thing could be an easy way. You know, he could set his target, kidnap somebody, do a weekly slow burn storyline. That's easy. Odyssey Jones is an interesting one because we didn't see much of him in NXT. And he got called up relatively fast. And you know, him getting drafted but not being put on TV tells me that WWE never had a plan with him. And because WWE never had a plan with him, I would go as far as saying that WWE truly doesn't know what they want him to be or what they want him to do, or maybe they are not confident in his ability to do the things that they are looking at him to do. So for that reason, I would say that the attraction role for Omos can make a lot of sense. For Odyssey Jones, I feel like maybe just putting him back in NXT would not be a bad thing. And as far as Dexter Lumis goes, you know, whoever you know, I know he's been associated with The Way. I do not want to see The Way on the main roster. That's not something I'm as interested in. Right now, I'm more about DIY. But if you want to put Dexter and Indy Hartwell together, you could do that. Otherwise, put Dexter, have him turn heel, have him abandon Indy Hartwell for continuity reasons. Don't insult people's intelligence because obviously WWE made it a big deal when they got married on WWE NXT. But have Dexter go do his own thing and break away and move to SmackDown and be a heel and fight with people. I mean, I think that's pretty simple. Our last topic of today's video, guys, Chris Masters is teasing a Royal Rumble return. It seems like a lot of former WWE superstars do this at this time of the year, but he uploaded a video on X, and the caption of it was, "And now the participant who drew number 2. Obviously, this is in regards to Chris Masters being in the Royal Rumble. Anything is possible. I think Triple H and Endeavor have no problem working with other companies when it comes to the Royal Rumble. I would very much like to see WWE at some point bring in some talent from Pro Wrestling Noah or from New Japan or something like that. I don't think they will do that, but it would be very cool to have that shock factor because then it's a legitimate surprise. You know, not that I have anything against Chris Masters or I think poorly of him. I think he's a good talent. Obviously, he's done some cool stuff in the NWA. But Chris Masters in WWE, you know, I don't need to see a full-time thing with him there. We literally just talked about people who aren't on TV because there's no creative plans for them. We don't need to bring these people into the company. I think if you're going to sign anybody, you have to be very particular in how you're going to sign them, why you sign them, and what you're going to do with them. But if you bring them back for a Royal Rumble return and it's a one-off thing, cool, whatever. If you're bringing them in full-time, I don't think that's really worth it. But at the end of the day, Chris Masters is teasing something. Is there any validity to it? I don't think so. I think he's playing up with social media, and that's what a lot of former WWE stars do.